guys, it's Nick with the Elite Reef. A lot of you have been commenting on my YouTube channel and on Instagram asking for an update on the Nuvo SR-80 aquarium. So here it is. The tank's been set up for about 8 months now, and it's not to say that I haven't been through a lot of trials and tribulations with this tank, but today I just solely want to focus on a little bit of an update and some things I talked about on my last videos. On my last video, I did a review of the Kessil A150W versus the new A160WE, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do with that, whether it was going to be use 3 goosenecks and mount all 3 to the tank, or use them as a supplementation to my already existing T5 fixture. I just wasn't sure which route I wanted to go with, and I've had a lot of great coral growth with the T5 unit, so I was kind of hesitant to move away from that. So what I did is I actually used the Kessil A160WE as a supplementation to add some shimmer to the tank. And as you know, T5 doesn't produce any shimmer, so that's what I really liked about the Kessil. So I thought, maybe we could try it out and use it as a supplementation. And I really like the result of it. So here's what I came up with. I went to the local hardware store and picked up 2 pipe straps the size of the Kessil A160s and just mounted it to the T5 fixture. It worked out really nice, and it really secures those Kessils in there and they're not going anywhere. I have a slight angle so I can cover a shimmer all across the front of the tank. And that's all I was trying to do. All I wanted was a little bit of shimmer in the tank. These Kessils are running at 20% intensity. They're just really intended to give some shimmer to the tank, and of course these Kessils are great for growing coral, so I'm sure that's going to help for some of the front inhabitants, but really, again, it's just about shimmer with these Kessils. And as you can see here, on the left is the T5 only, and on the right is the T5 with LEDs. It's a stark difference. It may not show up as good as it really does in person on camera here, but the T5s, you can clearly see that there's no shimmer, and it does have kind of a dull effect. It really pops those colors on the corals, but it doesn't have that oceany feel like a metal halide or LEDs would. Overall, I'm really happy with the combination of the T5 and the LED combination. I think it gives a really unique look to my tank, and one that I'm really happy with. In my last video, I had asked some of my subscribers what they thought I should do when filming these YouTube videos, because it either was really blue, or if I turned the blues off, it was really white and kind of orangish pink. And neither of them were a real natural look in what it looked like in person. So I think this is a good medium between both of those options, and it really does look awesome in person, and it really achieves that goal of what I was looking for with the shimmer. I'm really happy with it. I think it makes the corals pop a lot better, and it gives it a lot more natural look than the one I had before. T5s are great. I love them. I think they've done the best job growing my coral so far, but I really miss that look of the shimmer from just LEDs or metal halides. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other additions I've added to this tank. I did go ahead and purchase a colony of frog spawn. My local fish store seems to get a lot of these in stock, colonies of corals. So I went ahead and picked this one up. I did have a frag of it before, but I did go ahead and pick up the mother colony of it. It was pretty cheap, so I think it looks really good in the tank, and it's a nice addition to it. That's obviously right there, that zoomed in here, is the first frog spawn, which was a part of this mother colony that I've had. The frog spawn in my old tank crashed when I moved over, and it didn't make it, so I was really happy to get some more frog spawn back in the tank. And this is a Goniopora coral, also known as a flower pot coral. They say that they're pretty hard to raise in captivity if they're not aquacultured. I got this one from ORA, from a local vendor here, and it's done really well. Despite hosting that clownfish, I know they can be pretty delicate, but it's done really well. And I'm not sure why, but for whatever reason, the female clownfish will not let him host in that anemone. I've had this anemone since I started my system with the Nuvo 38, and it's about 3.5 years old since I had it, and about 10 years old before that. It has morphed its color a little bit. I hope it comes back to that more orange color. It looks like it's starting to, but ever since I added a couple other regular rose anemones, the color has changed significantly on this, from a deep orange to a regular kind of rose colored anemone. It's not too big of a deal for me. I wish it would go back to the orange, but this is what the regular rose anemone looks like that I added in my aquarium. I really like it. I love anemones. They kind of go wherever they want to go. Obviously, this one's more bubbled up than the other one. For whatever reason, like I said, sometimes they just change. It doesn't mean they're sick or not doing well. Just for whatever reason, anemones can be finicky and change colors and shapes. I think this is a pretty cool view from the side of my tank. I really wanted to design the aquascape so that I could have a good angle from both the side and the front of the tank. So it is a pretty unique look to look down the side of this tank. Up front here, we've got a bunch of zinnia growing. I know a lot of people think those are weeds, but I also really think they're cool. They grow really, really fast. I'm going to be growing them over the side wall of that tank. They kind of took over that rock, but they're easy to weed out and trim down, and seems like everybody wants one on the forums every now and then. I also got a couple Duncans, a Zoa garden going, a Lobo or brain coral on the bottom there. And overall, the tank is thriving and doing really well. Thanks again for watching, guys. I hope you click that subscribe button. There's going to be more videos to come. Thanks again, and enjoy your reefs.